I would like to point out that pregnancy and having children is also not sickness. The fact that we have to use sick care in order to be able to provide care for our children is itself a problem.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
So last Sunday was Mother's Day, and we hope all the mothers and mother figures had a great day. It's worth remembering that Mother's Day originated as a call for international peace by mothers tired of seeing their sons and husbands killed in war. Calls for improved public health were also a big part of the original efforts. And on the subject of Mother's Day, I wanted to highlight this recent release from the Department of Labor. A U.S. Department of Labor report finds the impact of caregiving on mothers' wages reduces lifetime earnings by 15%. So U.S. Department of Labor and elected federal officials held a media briefing on May 11th to discuss the release of a report by the department's Women's Bureau on how caring for family has long-term impacts on a mother's lifetime earnings. Women's Bureau Director Wendy Shun-Hoon and U.S. Representatives Gwen Moore, Susan Wild, and Chantel Brown shared findings from their report called Lifetime Employment-Related Costs to Women of Providing Family Care. Women's Bureau Senior Advisor Sarah Jane Glenn also took part in the briefing. The report finds the amount of time women spend providing essential care to children and adults has a substantial personal economic cost that continues long after the caregiving ends. The estimated employment-related cost for mothers providing unpaid care averages $295,000 over a lifetime, based on the U.S. dollar value of 2021. Unpaid family caregiving reduces a mother's lifetime earnings by 15%, which also, of course, creates a reduction in retirement income. Families often think first of immediate demands out of necessity. Children, aging loved ones, and people with disabilities need care right now. And when that care is needed during working hours, or is too expensive or inaccessible, it is the mothers who usually scale back on paid work to provide care, explained Women's Bureau Director Wendy Shun-Hoon. This report shows that lacking the necessary care infrastructure and safety net affects more than those immediate moments. They continue throughout a woman's life. Unpaid caregiving is work and should be recognized as such. This report is another reminder of the long-term costs women incur by providing unpaid care, and it cannot go ignored, said Congresswoman Gwen Moore. I'm working to ensure our federal policies support those providing unpaid care to loved ones, uplifting women and their families so we can build an equitable, modern economy. Women spend invaluable time providing compassionate, dedicated care for their children and family members, and their reduced lifetime earnings because of it illustrate just how important solving the child care crisis is, said Congresswoman Susan Wild. Lack of accessible, affordable child care in Pennsylvania impacts our economy to the tune of more than $6 billion per year, harming working moms and working families' ability to earn more and get ahead. The report is also a call to action. All families should have access to affordable child care if we want to have an inclusive economy, said Congresswoman Chantel Brown. Families across the nation and from all demographics are struggling with high child care costs. This financial burden is especially high in historically marginalized communities, including Black mothers, as they are the least likely to scale back employment after having children due to challenging economic conditions. A lack of affordable care puts so much pressure on families. Black women deserve the ability to build wealth and build a family. Our children, mothers, and families in Northeast Ohio deserve better. Again, that's from Congresswoman Chantel Brown. So this also is likely a conservative estimate. This reduction of 15% is likely that that's actually an underestimate of the cost of caregiving on a woman's earnings throughout their life. And I think this is important research and an important reminder of the sacrifices made by mothers and caregivers and how far we still have to go towards equity. So thank you again to all the mothers, and in the original spirit of Mother's Day, let us move forward together to advance international peace and the health care of all of our families.
Amen to that.
Yeah, absolutely appreciate the Department of Labor putting that out, timing it with Mother's Day. Very cool. The results of the report, not so cool. Definitely don't want to hear that by just being a mother, your earnings are going to be reduced.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. And I think about, the mother of my child, my own wife, who, in her case, it took her years to recover her sick leave, right? She had to take so much of her sick leave between pregnancy and childbirth. And of course, when you have a little one, they get sick a lot. They have to go to appointments a lot. And I mean, she's lucky that she had paid sick leave, right? Not all workers have that. So, really important research from the Department of Labor.
I would like to point out that pregnancy and having children is also not sickness. The fact that we have to use sick care in order to be able to provide care for our children is itself a problem.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lack of paid family and medical leave in this country, which is really a unique thing to this country. Most families across the globe get some form of paid family and medical leave, right? But we do not in the United States of America. And even, again, sticking with the example of my wife, who is a teacher, public school teachers in Alabama don't get maternity leave. And this is a profession that is roughly 80% female, right? It's wild. And if anyone should understand the importance of family and the importance of mothers being with their children, it's educators. So, that's just an example, but definitely something that we have to be cognizant of in our labor movement in the ways in which inequities still play out across gender roles.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.